Oh, gosh. Anyway, thank you guys very much for joining me. I appreciate it. These guys didn't dodge a bullet. They dodged nukes. Well, all of them except Elon. Elon got baby trapped. And I'm going to get into that at the end. We'll talk about it. But the reason why I feel it's important is because, Ashley St. Clair, the woman that says she's pregnant with Elon Musk's kid, she just filed lawsuit for exclusive custody of the 5-month-old son. Now, remember, every time women say, no, it's not about the money, it's about finding the best thing for the child and making sure that, the husband's in the child's, nope, right out the window the first chance, they get a payout. I've seen this with my friends. I can't tell you how many times you guys have said, I've seen it with my friends, where the women will say, well, we had 50-50 custody, but I accused him of awful things. Now I have sole custody and I get more money and he doesn't get unsupervised visits. And, well, Ashley St. Clair, darling of conservatives, who are now all of a sudden mysteriously not talking about her anymore, mysteriously not praising her anymore, mysteriously kind of upset with her. Well, she did it like everybody else. But I have some viral clips that have been making the rounds on X and other social media. Some of them are a little bit older, about guys that are dodging. I can't say the B word too many times on YouTube because I have to edit it so much. And the problem is if I do a long stream, that means if I do a 2-hour stream, that means I got to listen to myself for another 2 hours while I edit it. And I really hate doing that. I'd like to pretend I have a life and other things I'd like to do. But these are guys that have dodged some rounds that were coming at them. And basically, they weren't just rounds, they were nukes. So we'll talk about that a little bit. These are all, so many times in the past, at least when I first started this channel, there were important messages that I felt like I was sharing, and they were statistics. And a lot of you guys said, man, those numbers helped me really feel that we're not alone, and I wasn't the only guy that went through this, and I'm not the only one that had these problems. Now it's so well known, and it's so out there that everybody, all the guys know, okay, women are just crazy in general. And as that kind of proliferates society, my work isn't quite as necessary as it once was, but I still like talking about these things. I may mix in some more news stories like Elon Musk, for example, but it still has to do with men's issues. And most of these have to do with men's issues. And I'm never going to stop showing you guys crazy women because it happens every once in a while where I'll see somebody post and they'll say, yeah, I know they're not unicorns and all women are like that. And I know what to expect, but this one's different. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this one's different. And they're all different in the beginning. They're all wonderful flowers that they did nothing wrong. It was all their ex-boyfriends that were crazy and mean. It was all the bad people in their lives. They never have done anything wrong. And you're going to save them and you're there for them and you're special and you're meaningful and you're amazing. And then over time, you finally slowly learn the truth of it. Guys, before we get into the main story today, I have a quick message from today's sponsor, Black Forest Supplements with NMN. As you guys know, Trump's making radical changes. RFK is now health secretary, going after corruption, fighting back against Big Pharma, trying to suppress legal and safe medical care. RFK has even directly tweeted about it, as you can see here. I would recommend pausing the video and reading through this for just a second. It doesn't take very long. Well, Black Forest, along with Natural Product Association, got great news after a win against the FDA, who is unfairly coming after products like NMN. If you've never heard of NMN, here's a description by Dr. David Sinclair from Harvard School of Medicine as he sat and talked with Joe Rogan. Let me bring up the clip here. As he sat and talked with Joe Rogan, and as you guys know, Joe Rogan's a healthy guy. He's very interested in this stuff. And actually, Joe's has talked about NMN before as well.
I also take supplements. And in fact, most of my colleagues are in the field of aging, or anti-aging as people call it. So I take NMN every morning.
What is NMN?
Good question. So let me take a quick step back.
Sure.
So about 20 years ago, Lenny Guarente and a team of us at MIT discovered a set of genes that controls aging. And what they do is they protect all organisms on the planet, plants, bacteria, humans, from deterioration and disease. They're like the Pentagon. They sense when we're hungry, sense when we're exercising, and they send out the troops to defend us. And so we think that these genes are responsible for the effects of dieting and exercise, which is great. What that means is we can now mimic that with molecules.
I feel like I should make a shopping list.
So anyway,
get a pen.
Joe Rogan's talked about it before, and he's talked about it with Andrew Huberman and many other guests that he's had, and he's really quite a fan of the product. Well, for now, the FDA can't come for NMN while the current case is on hold. But the FDA is trying to schedule this supplement to be classified as a drug, removing it for use for most people so they can monopolize it as an anti-aging drug by prescription only. But again, thanks to Black Forest Supplements, RFK, and Trump, this is on hold for now. That's why I support these guys and recommend NMN. I've been using it for a few months now, and it does help with anti-aging, the wrinkles on the forehead, and it's been helping out a lot with my joints, especially in the cold weather. They've offered a deal for you guys, which is buy two, get one free for a 48-hour promotion. Look, I know this stuff isn't exactly cheap, but nothing that works really well is. So it's a good time to stock up now, especially before, the court case goes through and they keep trying to ban stuff like this. So grab yourself some NMN at blackforestsupplements.com/bachelor. Take advantage of the 48-hour promo. Buy two, get one free. Links are down below as always. And now back to me. Well, these are guys that, this is from B and J in the morning. I don't know if they're here in the United States. I don't know where they're from. But this is a radio show. I've got a couple of things from radio shows where women can call in and they try to find out why this guy didn't call back. And it's a 16-minute clip. I boiled it down to about 4.5. And I want you to hear something this is something that has been passing the rounds by women for a couple of years now, where they both at the same time says, A, body count doesn't matter. B, well, yes, I have a high body count, but any man that cares has issues. And then C, they also lie about their body count because it's not a guy's business. Well, if it doesn't matter, then why are you lying? Well, here's Katie, the Reimagined V-Card, and here's what she's got to say about that.
About a lot more, and I felt like we were really connecting. It was so refreshing.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you sound like you were so jaded before this man came along, and he renewed your spirit in the hope for love.
Yeah. That's got to be frustrating because you said you went out on one of the greatest dates in your whole life, and now the dude's not calling you back. That's I was just thinking about it. It's got to be frustrating because clearly you had a very different experience.
Oh,
if you think about it, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, I'm gonna call him right now and see if we can figure out why he's not getting back to you. Okay.
Now, before they make the phone call, I cut out about 5 minutes of it. She was saying they went out and had a great time. He didn't have a ton of money, but they found a way to make the date affordable, and she really liked him, and he was sweet, and he was funny. And she said it was one of the best dates I've ever been on, and I'm so excited to go out with this guy again, and he ghosted me, and I don't know why. Now, here's the key point, and this is why I say about the unicorn and women, it's never my fault, and it's always the guy's fault. If you listen to the radio show hosts, all of them felt bad for her.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Gabriel?
This is Gabriel.
Gabriel, how are you, man? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
Okay. Any idea why a radio show's calling you, or do you get a lot of radio shows calling you?
No, I have no idea. Why are you guys calling me?
Okay. I'm calling you today because we got an email about you from somebody who listens to our show.
About me?
Yes. Her name is Katie.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Do you know Katie? You remember Katie?
Yeah, we went on a date.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly why we're calling.
Slow down for a second. Why isn't she calling me? Why doesn't she just ask me herself?
Well, because apparently she's tried to get a hold of you, but you won't text her back or call her back. So that's why she hasn't asked you herself, because you won't respond to her.
Yeah. It's a pretty good reason.
It's the whole point behind what we're doing right now. She said that the date she went on with you is one of the best dates she's ever been on in her entire life.
That's sweet. Look, she mentioned during the date that she's a virgin.
Oh.
I think I should clarify exactly what she said.
Okay.
She said she was a reimagined virgin.
A reimagined?
Reimagined version.
Right. And I was confused. So are you born again? Are you religious? And she said, no, it's not like that. It's just that after every hookup with a guy, I reimagine myself as a virgin.
What? Wait, so she's having sex on the regular, but just imagining herself as a virgin afterwards.
That is my understanding, yes.
Why don't we just all talk to her about it right now, because she's on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Okay, so before we hear her side of things, this is something that this is the kind of thing that the guys keep talking about, how women will jump through hoops, women will come up with creative ways to lie to you, and then they somehow miraculously spaghetti string tie everything together to where it makes sense in their mind. Now, to rational human beings, you say, this doesn't make any sense. It's the dumbest thing I've heard. But women can convince themselves of anything if it makes them sleep at night. And this is one of those examples. I'm going to interject a quick story here. I used to live out in Salt Lake City in Utah. I lived out there for a job for about 3 years. I lived in an area called Midvale. And I met many in the dating scene out there. I met many a girl that was supposedly Mormon. Their families were very Mormon. These women were Mormon. Some of these women that I went on dates with, they would not drink caffeine because their body was pure. It was a temple. And caffeine, no nicotine. You know, if they get sick, they don't take medications. I've gone on dates with these women. At the end of these dates, my experience, as well as many of the other guy friends that I had, were you could date Mormon girls and they would keep their V-card, but they would also be very much like this radio show named B and J in the morning, except these women would be perfectly fine to give you B and J at night at the end of your date. Some of them took it up the tailpipe. Some of them would do just about everything and then still planned to show up the wedding night telling their husband they had their V-card intact. And maybe they did to one of the entrances, but the other two were very well used at that point. And these women felt perfectly fine that they were in the confines of religion because they convinced themselves of this. The second thing that is now a more recent trend, because I moved out of Salt Lake City, probably 20, 25 years ago, is a thing I've heard called soaking. And I said, and I didn't say this, it didn't come out of my mouth, but I said to myself, what the hell is soaking? And I looked it up. And apparently that's when a boyfriend and or girlfriend, he'll, instead of just the tip, it's just the whole thing, but he won't move because moving apparently is the thing that is bad. So he can put it in her. He can put the old trouser snake in her, but he can't move because that, and so he's just soaking inside of her. And she will still say she's got her V-card. And then I've heard of their friends coming over, either the guy's friends or the girlfriends, and jumping up and down on the bed where they're soaking. And that way there's movement in and out, but he's not doing it. I'm not kidding about any of this stuff. If you guys don't believe me, go look it up. Have a laugh for yourself. This is how these women are convincing themselves they're keeping their V-card until marriage. It is so stupid. It is so stupid to be laughable. But this is the way women do things that they aren't supposed to be doing outside of the confines of what they're supposed to do with religion and their family and socially acceptable and cheating on boyfriends and cheating on husbands. They will always find an excuse to do what they want. And remember this, guys, because if a woman tells you, I can't tonight, honey, my nail polish is fresh. My tummy's a little upset. I'm tired. I had a long day at work. They're lying. Do you know how I know they're lying? Because they lay on a bed and have their friends jump around so they can do it, even though if they did it, they believe they would be going to hell. That's how I know they're lying. Do you know how I know they're lying? Because there's videos out there of these female security prison guards going to sleep with prisoners, knowing not only will they get fired, they might get thrown in jail themselves, and they still do it. I'm pretty sure if a girl wants to do it with you bad enough, it doesn't matter if her nails are wet. It doesn't matter if her parents are in the next room. It doesn't matter any of the stuff. They will find a way to convince themselves it's okay to do it. But if they don't want to do it with you, that means it's over. Always remember that. Okay, moving on with Miss Thing's excuse of the Reimagined V-Card.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yep. Katie?
Yeah, hi.
Wait, she's on the other line?
Yes. Katie, say hi to Gabriel.
Hi, Gabe. Hi.
Hi.
Gabe, I'm just a little surprised that you feel this way. I had no idea, and you didn't say anything during the date. I just don't understand why you didn't ask me about it or say that it bothered you or that you thought it was weird. It's not. I could have explained to you everything about it. Like, it's not even just me. This is a movement.
So this reimagined version thing isn't something you came up with on your own, Katie?
No, of course not.
And is it just because, like, are you feeling guilty after you have, like one night stands or something, and so you want to pretend like it didn't happen?
Just about feeling like the person you're with is, making actually your relationship with the person you're with in the moment special. And everything's new, there's nothing, no past experiences kind of to compare to.
What?
This is way better than my other first
But you
time.
can't just erase your past. It doesn't, life doesn't work like that, right? You are obviously, when you get in bed with somebody else.
Well, maybe that's the situation for you, But that's not how I feel because I'm a reimagined.
So do you act all like scared and timid during it, or like what's the?
It's not really about acting scared and timid. It's just being with someone without feeling like you have to be a certain way, like remembering how your last partner liked to do things. You know what I mean? It's like discovering everything together sexually, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that she's talking about, and again, this is the hoops that women will jump through to sleep well at night after doing things that are not correct, is what she's saying basically is after I date somebody, after I sleep with them, I move on. I just move on with my life. And I pretend it never happened because I don't think about it anymore, or I just don't consider it as counting. Okay, but that doesn't work when it comes to your body count. It doesn't work when it comes to baggage. It doesn't work when it comes to emotional damage. I know I have that button, but I'm not going to hit it right now. It doesn't work with any of that. If she goes out and sleeps with 20 or 30 or 40 guys, you don't just magically forget about sleeping with 20 and 30 and 40 guys. Maybe you don't overtly think about them, but don't you think at some point she's going to be sleeping with a guy and be like, I really like this guy, but he's not as good as Ted was. So maybe I'll just move on. Maybe I'll try again. I mean, it's natural to compare things. You know, when I watch a YouTuber, I might say, you know what, this YouTuber that's talking about computers, I like more than that other YouTuber I was watching about computers. I like his delivery. I like his sense of humor. I like the editing. His audio's better, whatever. We do that for everyday things. When you eat something, you say, you know what, this cheeseburger's good, but the cheeseburger we had over at XYZ was better. I want to go back over to XYZ. You do that with all things in life. So women with these super high body counts, or even moderately high body counts in the teens and the 20s, saying, well, I don't think about that guy anymore. It's a lie. Of course you do. But she goes to bed at night saying, well, it's a new relationship, so we're starting fresh. So everything's fresh again. And she's thinking, to this guy, it's our first time. So I'm just going to count it as my first time ever with this guy. And that's where Nutcase here can go to bed at night.
Yeah, Katie, why reimagine yourself as a virgin? Why not just go, I've been with 10 people, but now I'm with you?
Because I just said that when I do give myself to someone, I'm hoping that person is going to be my forever person. And if they're not my forever person, then I can just wipe the slate clean and forget about them and reimagine myself a virgin again.
That is convenient virginity.
Wow.
Very convenient.
I mean, it sounds great.
Don't have to hold out or anything for that one. Yeah, but Gabe, couldn't you just reimagine yourself as a virgin and then it's two reimagined virgins together?
Does that with me? It means that she wants to be with me forever, and I'm not ready to have that commitment yet.
Yeah.
No, it's actually the opposite. There's no responsibility because, like I just said, if it doesn't work out, I am able to just wipe that slate clean. You know?
She literally just said there's no responsibility. So the guy's kind of doing the right thing. The guy says, look, if it's that important to you that you keep reimagining this stuff and keep pretending that you got your V-card over and over again, well, I'm going to respect it. And it's too much of a weight on me. And then she literally says, no, it's the opposite. It doesn't matter at all because I'll just brush it off and the next guy will just pretend it didn't matter. What kind of mental gymnastics are women doing today?
I do see the pluses, but it still sounds weird to me.
Okay, well, maybe it sounds weird to you because you've never tried it.
Oh,
Done.
The number of people you've been with doesn't matter. Like, who cares the number, right?
Done. I'm a virgin.
Okay, you guys are laughing about this, but thousands of people are doing this, and it's not weird at all.
Thousands?
You know, marriages have probably
I've never
lasted
heard
a
this
lot
in my entire
longer.
life.
Well, Gabriel, would you like to learn more about reimagined virginity and go on a second date with Katie? We'll pay for it.
I am not interested in another date.
Oh, come
The
on.
reimagined virgin thing is just too weird.
Okay, I guess.
It's too bad, Gabriel, because I feel like Katie the virgin could have taught you a thing or two.
And you guys get the point. Even in her own statement, she said that the thing they always say. She said the thing they always say. Body count doesn't matter. She said it herself. The number of people doesn't matter. So why do you keep setting yourself at zero then? Why not say the honest number? Because she knows it matters. But this is how she sleeps at night. Okay, this is a video from a wackadoo. She, literally divorcing her husband because he booed Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. Now, she does hold up a document that looks like divorce papers. She says she has a filing date. Let's always examine these from let's steel man this argument, right? Let's make the argument as strong as possible. Number one, she's really divorcing her husband because he booed Taylor Swift, and she's a huge Taylor Swift fan. Okay, he definitely dodged a wackadoo. And they're young. They both look young enough that he will be fine. Number two, she's lying, and she went out of her way to print up a document that looks like divorce papers, but she didn't serve them to him, and she's just doing this for social media validation. She's still crazy. Like, she's still a badly damaged human being to do all that for validation on social media. Or C, it's a woman, so probably all of the above to some degree.
I'm divorcing my husband because he booed Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, and I still don't think he believes me, to be honest, but he might want to start, because I just filed my paperwork at the courthouse, and you can see right here, the date of separation is this year's Super Bowl. I'm not just doing this because of the action of booing. I am doing this because of everything that it represents in our relationship. I have loved Taylor Allison Swift since I was 12 years old. My husband even likes her too. Like, he'll put on her music when we're cooking together. He has a favorite song, it's Girl at Home. But we were at the Super Bowl. It was me, him, and 5 of his buddies. And when they put Taylor up on the Jumbotron, all of his buddies started booing.
Now, down here at the bottom, it says, yes, I went on the boys' trip. Sorry, but I don't believe you should be excluded from once-in-the-lifetime experiences on the base of gender. That's what she put. So the guys wanted to do a guy trip, and she forced her way to go on the guy trip. So she's the only woman there amongst this guy and all his friends, and she forced herself to go because she doesn't believe it based on the ideas of gender. The fact that if any man that's married to this should be happy that it's over, because this kind of weirdo feminism crap only gets worse as they go. But if she's really, so imagine this, right? You're with your guy friends. Maybe you're definitely more conservative than your wife, but you're nice and you play along, and she loves Taylor Swift, so you say you do too. And she says, I don't know, I definitely believe in left-wing causes. And you're like, you know what? I love my wife. I'm not going to argue about this. We shouldn't talk about politics because our outlook on life has diverged because of this. And you decide to roll with the punches with the guys, because if you say, guys, stop booing Taylor Swift, my wife, you're out. Like, you're out of that friend group. They will roast you into the dirt. But that's not good enough for this dingbat.
And my husband joined in. And that just tells me everything I need to know about that man, because he didn't care that would hurt my feelings.
Sorry, she said that they booed Taylor Swift and he joined in.
He just wanted to fit in with his boys. He didn't even care that that's not even how he actually feels. He just wanted to look cool, I guess. And that.
See, she can't understand that maybe he actually feels like his boys, but he's being nice to her. Look, she's got the crazy eyes, by the way. Anyway, she couldn't imagine he actually agrees with the boys and he's just being nice to her, realizing that otherwise it'll be an endless fight when he gets home. It'll be an endless argument. It'll be endless BS, and he just wants a peaceful household. He just wants to go home, not have the argument, not have the loud wife giving him all the crap. He just wants, give a man peace in his life. And I guarantee you, this is the type of woman. Why did you do that? Why are you going? What are you doing? Why did you say that? Why aren't you? Women have no idea how peaceful men's lives can be without women in them. I just don't think they understand that.
It's not a man. That's a boy. And when you see that, you can't really unsee it. So I'm divorcing him. Thankfully, I have a prenup. I'll be retaining all of my assets as well as the assets that I inherited. With peace and love, he probably will not be returning to the Super Bowl anytime soon. So that's one less booer for you, Taylor.
I wonder what kind of friends she has or what kind of husband she has. This is how she leaves it.
I love you.
It's literally a Taylor Swift. Taylor's not watching your crap, dingbat. It turns out that she's waiting for the next guy she can level up with. Now, what's the truth? She probably has somebody on the back burner, somebody else that she's already interested in, because women do not become single most of the time unless they have something else already lined up. So more than likely, she's got something on the back burner she's interested in, and this is her excuse to bail. I think he'll find out the hard way. Maybe he'll end up being here in the community after he realizes the truth of how women are. Next one I have. This one went very, very viral. This was viewed by hundreds of thousands of people. The other ones were 20s of thousands of people. This made the rounds this week by hundreds of thousands of people because it pretty much reinforces what we know about women and nose rings, women and eyebrow tattoos and lip piercings and nip piercings and the coated arms and tattoos. You know, we say things like this and then we get blowback saying, oh, not all women and women aren't like that. And just because a woman has a few tattoos, she's covered from neck to knuckles in tattoos. And what do we always say? They're damaged. They got some traumas in their life. They're messed up women. And good news, everybody. She's just going to come right out and confirm what we know.
Just had an ER patient request a different nurse because he didn't want a nurse covered in tattoos with piercings. Homeboy, you have better luck finding a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow than you do finding an ER nurse without massive amounts of trauma that turns into tattoos and piercings. We don't exist. We're all covered in tattoos and piercings to hide our trauma. Sorry.
Now, here's the question. Did they start out with that kind of past, and so they chose the work? Or did the work give it to them? Well, I decided to ask Grok. I said, what are the professions that women hold that are most associated with cheating on their spouses or their boyfriends? It says there's no definitive, universally agreed upon list of professions that women in particular hold which are most associated with cheating on their spouses or boyfriends. But based on available research and insights, professions often mentioned include those in, wait for it, healthcare. That is literally the number one it listed. Healthcare, such as nurses and doctors, where high-stress environments and irregular shifts can create opportunities or emotional strain. For example, surveys have suggested that healthcare workers, including nurses, might have higher infidelity rates, possibly due to the intense nature of the job, frequent workplace interactions. Another field that comes up is aviation, like flight attendants. And then they say, worth noting, these observations comes from a mix of surveys, divorce attorney anecdotes, and platforms like Ashley Madison, which is where women and guys can go to hook up, where they can cheat on their partners, which have looked at user data. For instance, one divorce attorney highlighted healthcare, aviation, and finance as fields she frequently sees in infidelity cases, while a UK study pointed to teachers, healthcare workers as well. What have we seen with teachers recently? Going completely off the deep end and being inappropriate with students, sometimes down to ages of 12, 13, 14. It's teachers and healthcare workers. They've got something broken in their brains that makes them want to either A, work with a very young, or, and ironically, it is funny. In my lifetime, I have dated two people in the medical professions. Both women ended up cheating on me. I do find that kind of, at least statistically, would fall in line with the actual numbers. So I can't say this is off, but Grok even looked around and said, yep, they've got a lot of trauma. They've got a lot of trauma. All right, next video I've got for us here today. This was, again, another, 15-minute thing. I shortened it all the way down to about 3 minutes and 27 seconds. This is a guy that decided, I'll let it play, and you can enjoy with it. Again, I took a lot of this out, but you'll get the gist of it.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Ross.
Who's this?
This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5. One of our listeners recently met you online. This is the number they have. They said your name was Ross. You had a profile set up and everything else. They drove 2 hours to meet you, and then you ditched them at a pizza place. What's so funny?
I know what's going on. Trust me.
I don't. Can you tell me?
I was just getting her back, okay?
What?
That's all that was going on.
You're getting her back?
Yeah, it was pretty ingenious on my part, actually.
I'm so confused.
All right, you sound really proud of yourself. Explain to me what you're talking about.
Well, she and I broke up with me about 6 months ago. We dated for off and on for almost a year. I caught her cheating with another guy, so, I thought I'd have a little fun.
No way.
Wait, so what did you do?
I used a picture of some other guy. I messaged her. We messaged back and forth. So I figured I'd send her a little wild goose chase 2 hours away.
Oh, my God.
Wow. So you catfished your ex-girlfriend, basically.
Pretty much.
All that.
Now, I'll say this much. If I don't know if this is the best way to get revenge, but it is a safe way to get revenge. If someone's going to be a cheater, it is a very, very, very safe way. It is legal. People might give you a hard time on the morality of it. I certainly wouldn't be one of those people. I would be cheering this on as well. So if you find out she cheated on you, she breaks up with you, she bounces, and you want to get even, what better way to make her waste her time like you wasted your time in the relationship? You put a picture of Chad Chattington up. You set an age range where you know she'll swipe on it. You get on put it out there on a couple of dating apps, and you just swipe no on everybody until she said, you swipe yes on everybody until you match with her, and then feed her all the lines, you know things about her. You get her all hot and bothered for this Chad Chattington that, of course, every woman wants because he's a top 3%er. And then you force her to go drive 2 hours away, which is, remember, 2 hours away is 2 hours there and 2 hours back, and humiliate her by showing up and the guy's not even there. I think this is perfectly acceptable. I applaud it. This has the stamp of approval from me.
That work to just make her drive 2 hours away and sit at a pizza place by herself.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. It made me happy. Very happy.
Ross, you've never heard of like the high road, taking that?
She missed out on the high road about 6 months ago, so,
You sound really proud of yourself.
Well, I didn't know she was going to emphasize it by calling a radio station. This is great.
I cannot believe you.
So that voice right there is Sheena.
You're on the line. You are such a childish douche. I'm like.
Oh, did I upset you? I'm so sorry. I would have loved to have seen your face, by the way, as you're looking around. Where's Ross? Where's Ross?
You are such a child.
Sheena, is this really your ex-boyfriend?
Yep.
Well, did you really cheat on him like he's accusing you of?
Yes.
It's not black and white. It is not black and white.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
I want you to listen to the response, right? She says it's not black and white. It is. It always is. Did you let another person do something that I would be upset about? Did you kiss another guy? Did you give him a phone number? Did you go out to lunch with him? Did you sleep with him? They know. She knows. Even the crew here is laughing at her. This Brooke and whatever his name is in the morning, Brooke and John or whatever it is. Even they know because they're laughing. The minute she says it's not black and white, they all laugh and they go, oh, okay, yep, she cheated. We know what's going on. We know what this is. But again, do you see how women will change the story? She knows she cheated. This guy that phone called her or prank set her on the date, he knows, and everybody at the studio knows she cheated. But women will twist things so that she can sleep late at night. She can go to bed and not have a care in the world because she'll twist things. She'll twist the narrative. It's not black and white. It wasn't like that. And then she sleeps like a baby. Now, many of you, I see the chat. Many of you guys are like, why waste your time doing that? Like, you have better things to do as a man. Why waste your time doing that? That's the answer from somebody that is comfortably red-pilled. That is somebody that has moved past the red pill rage. That's somebody that's moved past all their anger and their frustrations, and they've come out the other side. And now you can look back logically and say, I got better things to do with my life. But when you're fresh out of that relationship and you are so hurt and you are so angry and you want to just get her back, a lot of times your mind will come up with creative ways. Might they be childish? Yeah. Might they be a waste of time? Yeah. Might they make you feel just a little bit better about your circumstances? Sometimes, yeah. So, there's going to be differing opinions on this, but if you've ever been in that red pill rage place and you said, how can I mess with her the way she messed with me? How can I waste her time the way she wasted my time? How can I make her feel bad about herself the way she made me feel bad about myself? A lot of guys will go through this. But one other thing that I think is important and a good takeaway from this example, many times when people break up, whether it's guys or women, many times when they break up or get cheated on or get broken up with, I know people that have said, something, someday they're going to realize what they had and they're going to regret doing this to me. The answer to that, unfortunately, is usually no. Now, that maybe they go through a dry spell in their life where things are not going so well, and you come to mind, and they reach out to you and they say, oh, I messed up, let's try again, or I really missed you, or what we had was great. But that's only because they're in a little bit of a dry spell, or they're in a bad place. The truth is, most of the time, they don't ever come to that revelation, because it would require self-reflection. It would require thinking about what happened and what they did to you. It would require empathy for them to realize, you know, I did this to this person and it was really bad and I regret it and I shouldn't have done that. See, most of the time, people that reach out to you and say, oh, let's date again, or let's get back together, or we should give it another try, they're not thinking about you. They're not thinking about how they might be thinking about how they felt with you when things were good, but they don't think about what they did to you, why they left you, why they cheated on you, all the things bad they did to you. All they're trying to do is soothe their own ego and make themselves feel better in that moment. It's all about them. So when they reach out to you and they say, I miss you, I was wrong, I shouldn't have done that, let's get back together, can we talk, any of that, it's never about you. That's the most important thing to remember that almost everybody gets wrong. It's not about you. It's about them. They are in a bad place. They are feeling alone. They're wishing, but it's only in that moment. It's only in that moment, because very rarely will they reach out, you get going, things get going again, everything seems fine. When they're happy and in their good place again, what happens? They get bored. They find somebody else but they're in a good place now. And so it gives them a place of strength to work from. They're just using you to level back up. And once they get back up and they're feeling good about themselves and they're in a good place, it's going to happen all over again. So I know some of you guys are giving this guy a hard time for wasting his time. I understand what you're saying. I even agree with you. But you have to understand that if you put a lot of effort and a lot of energy into a relationship, you'll keep making the same mistake of leveling them up again, and they'll keep leaving and never give you a second thought. Maybe that's the best way I can put it. My brain was getting a little ahead of my words there, but you'll end up paying the price again, as people always do.
Okay, well, Sheena, you found out what the issue is. Your ex-boyfriend wanted to get revenge on you and make you drive 2 hours to meet some dude that he made up.
Hey, Sheena, maybe you should meet Ross later. Oh, you. Shut up. You reap what you sow, or however the hell it goes. Hey, you got it, girl.
Wow. Hey, at this point, I would love to ask you, too, if you would go on a second date.
Oh, come on.
I'll pay for it.
Oh, Ross, you can go out with Ross.
So proud of himself right now.
That's crazy. All right, so I'm assuming neither of you want to go out with each other. No? All right. Well, Sheena, there you go. That's what happened, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
And what is your real name, Ross?
My name is Derek, and I feel very good right now. Thank you, thank you.
Sheena, how do you feel? Sheena?
Oh, no.
I think Sheena hung up.
You guys just made my whole day. I mean, you really did. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome, man. Hey, your hard work paid off, I guess.
Yeah, made your day, ruined Sheena's.
Payback is
Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the emphasis on my practical joke. Bam! Thank you.
Good work. Might go down as one of the best ex-revenge stories ever.
That was cool, guys.
Yeah, not for her, but for sure.
And here's the part where I actually am fine with this guy. What he did is, think about it. Not only did he waste her time, not only did she have to go out of her way, you can hear how happy he is. He feels good about it. But the best part to him, and I think what really made his day, is he got to expose his ex-girlfriend as a cheater on a radio show that broadcasts all over that town. That she had to admit she cheated on him, she's a cheater, and she gave her real name, and she exposed herself. That in and of itself, at least for this guy, and it would be for me too, if I was able to get it, because this is on the internet, obviously I found it, if I could get a copy of that, I would put it on broadcast every chance I got to just wreck her. This is some good revenge. So maybe revenge is a maybe revenge is a dish best served cold. but at least this guy got his revenge. All right. Here's another one. This is a very short clip. It's only about 38 seconds. Again, this is about more mental gymnastics that women go through. Imagine a woman saying, well, I woke up and I showered. And so you should pay for the date and feel special because I woke up today and showered. See, women will convince themselves, I did something very special for you. You'll hear what she's talking about. Sorry for the cringe music and the noise around it, but you'll kind of get the point here.
So you really decided to take me out on a date to Subway?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, let me just interject. She's filming this, not him. She's filming this. She thinks this is an own on him.
So you really decided to take me out on a date to Subway?
Yes.
Do you not have money for something nicer? I thought we were going to go do something else, not this.
I do have money. I just don't have high faith in you.
Why would you say that?
I feel like you're in it for the money and not for me.
Of course I'm in it for the money.
Oh, where's my button here? Let me see if I have it. Just a second. Here we are. Yeah, well, exactly. Record scratch. Well, I thought you might be in it for the money. Well, I am in it for the money. Okay, then what? Then I wasted my money on you for Subway. I should have given you nothing. She just comes right out and I am in it for the money. Okay, then I'm glad I brought you to Subway. I wish I'd never asked you out at all.
See, that's why I brought you to Subway. To see what your true character was.
You wanted to see what my true character was by taking me to a rundown fucking place like this. I got dressed this morning. I got up and I got ready and I took a shower and I did all the basics just to come somewhere nicer.
I want to replay. It's almost over. I'll just let it finish, but
I'm sorry, honey.
You live by yourself.
He's like, yeah, I live by myself. I wanted to replay this part right here. I did all the basics. She says, I got dressed this morning. I got up. Then I got ready. I took a shower. And I did all the basics just to come somewhere nicer. Now, let's honestly, let's work through this. Now, many of you may not go through all this every day, but I just want to double check. Did you wake up today? Survey says, yep, everybody here woke up today. Did you feel special for waking up? Now, I'm happy I woke up at a certain age, especially when you get up into your 70s or 80s. You're excited just to wake up, but I wouldn't call that a special event. You took a shower today. Is that jumping through a lot of hoops for anybody out there? Does that make you feel special? Don't know about you. I don't think so. Third one, I did all the basics. I did the bare minimum to show up. That's literally what she said. And then she says, I expected somewhere nicer. She does zero makeup on. She didn't even do her hair. She threw on some kind of a cap. She did nothing for this guy. And she's entitled enough. She's so entitled that I did the bare minimum for you. Okay, well, I did the bare minimum for you. I expected someplace nicer. Tough. Okay, let's move on. This is so Ashley St. Clair. I want to talk about this because it furthers evidence that women do not, what they say is not what they do. They will lie to you. They will spin the truth. They will say one thing and immediately do another. And then they turn right back around and say, yeah, but why would a woman lie about that? So Ashley St. Clair is this conservative grifter known formerly, allegedly, by the name Sex Laptop, that was putting out spicy content on the internet. And come to find out, she legitimately baby-trapped Elon Musk. And while she says out of one side of her mouth, we shouldn't tear apart families and all the rest of the usual conservative talking points, she comes out and does the exact opposite, just like a feminist would. I don't know if Elon fell for this. I don't know if he got suckered. I don't know if he even cares. Maybe he's just got so much money, he's like, I don't even care. But this is a good lesson of watch what they do, not what they say. This Ashley St. Clair that he supposedly hooked up with and knocked up 5 months ago, she hits Elon Musk with paternity suit seeking sole custody of their 5-month-old son. say the court docs. Now, I'm not going to read through. I wanted this headline because that's a pretty good summary. But I found a different article with a different twist that I'm actually going to read from. This is a tweet from Ashley St. Clair 7 or 8 months ago. Just 7 or 8 months ago. She says, "There is no sin as cruel as alienating a child from a parent." I'm seeing so much of this everywhere. You mean alienating a child from a parent like suing Elon Musk for sole custody? I'm just saying. Now, you might say, yeah, but he's not showing up and he's not coming around and he's not. Maybe we don't know what's going on. She's being very forthright and very open with sharing a ton of stuff to the press. But she's not going to share something that might put a damper on that cause. You know, Elon hasn't said anything about it. Is he saying publicly? Is he saying things on the backside? Maybe. Is he saying things to his attorneys? Maybe. But she's coming for wanting all this privacy. She's sure coming forward and sharing a lot. Another tweet from her. And now this is from 2020, so we're going back 4 years ago now. If women have the right to, delete the baby, men should have the option to not pay child support. Okay, do you believe that? Or if so, why are you suing Elon Musk for child support? This is why I tell you guys, it doesn't matter if they're conservative. It doesn't matter if they go to church. It doesn't matter if they come from a small town. She's already a single mom, number one. Number two, it doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter where they're from. It doesn't matter what grift they're pulling. Any woman at any point in time has the ability to pull the rug from under you, and there's nothing you can do about it when they decide to do it. It doesn't matter what they say. The law allows them to change their mind, to lie, to manipulate, and to do whatever they want, whenever they want to you, and there's really not much you can do about it. You must remember this, because here's somebody that's been grifting for years, since before 2020, saying all the things where you're like, see, if she believes that, she said this, see, if she believes that, and then she turns right around again, we don't know what the truth is behind the scenes between Elon and her, but she said all the right things, and then she turned around and did the same thing every feminist and every other woman that wants that good old greenback, that every other woman that wants to cash out, she's doing the exact same. Elon Musk has found himself at the center of yet another high-profile controversy, this time a legal battle over his 13th child, allegedly. Ashley St. Clair has filed 2 petitions against Musk in a Manhattan court on Friday. The first seeks to strip Musk of any custodial rights over their 5-month-old son. In other words, while the second aims to legally establish Musk as the father. In other words, she is trying to relieve him of any custodial rights or any ability to visit or be a part of that child's life. Also, let's go back to what she said literally 7 months ago. There is no sin as cruel as alienating a child from a parent. Okay, you're literally doing that right now, Ashley St. Clair. Seeing so much of this everywhere, including yourself. Twitter, ex-influencer's St. Clair's filings, first reported by horrible far-left activist Taylor Lorenz on her Substack, paint Musk as a deadbeat dad who's supposedly abandoning his newborn son, identified only as RSC. St. Clair claims Musk has only met with the boy 3 times, brief encounters totaling less than 4 hours, and was nowhere to be found when the child was born, September of 2024. According to her custody petition, Musk has never once reached out to check on the kid, leaving St. Clair as the sole caregiver, schlepping the baby to doctor's visits and changing diapers solo. She's begging the New York Supreme Court to hand her full custody. Text messages included the filings also revealed that Elon Musk allegedly asked St. Clair to keep her pregnancy a secret and refused to include his name on the birth certificate. Again, more screenshots. And don't tell me these can't be edited, because I can edit this. I could easily edit this stuff. It's not about that. St. Clair has now found herself facing backlash after a series of leaked text messages revealed her alleged ulterior motives. Laura Loomer immediately attacked St. Clair after filing the petition. So Ashley wanted privacy. Let me put a pin in this, guys. Let me put a pin in this. I know I'm just reading down through this. I didn't highlight anything. A lot of this may not be relevant to the story of what I'm trying to get across here. But I do want you to hear this because this is very public. And imagine what could be done to a man in child custody where it's not as public. What if you don't have internet sleuths helping you out? What if you don't have people sticking their nose in your business helping you investigate a woman? What if it's just you and a court filing and a judge and you're the only person there? And so now you have to get an attorney and you have to battle all this out. You would have no backup. That's the important thing to understand, that at least Elon has people that care about him and care about, Trump and all the rest going on, that he has some backup. What would you do if you didn't have any backup? That's one thing to keep in mind. But again, I want you to show how sneaky and conniving women can be because this is a great example of putting it in the front. Laura Loomer says, so Ashley wanted privacy, but she took screenshots of Elon's private Signal messages. Okay, so it was Signal, not iPhone, I guess, that were on a timer to expire. How long was she planning to attack on Elon? She took the pics with another phone because Signal alerts you when someone screenshots your texts for privacy. I did not know that. I haven't read this story all the way through, obviously. I did not know that. So she was taking pictures of their conversation because if she took a screenshot, Elon would know she's screenshotting it, maybe setting him up for something. The plot thickens, apparently. Loomer added, I wanted privacy. Let me post screenshots of my encrypted messages on Signal that I took with a second phone so I could lie about respecting someone's privacy. Shame on any conservatives who's enabling this type of deceptive and promiscuous behavior by a gold digger. Now, all the Republicans, all the conservatives that came out and said, oh, congratulations, you two. Oh, how stunning and brave. I bet they're eating a little bit of crow now. At least I had the tenacity to call them out for their double standards. MAGA influencer Isabella Moody, a close friend of both St. Clair and Loomer's, suggests something more sinister. St. Clair may have set Musk up from the very beginning. Moody wrote, I agree with Laura Loomer. I wasn't going to post these, but now that Ashley St. Clair has leaked her private Signal messages with Elon Musk after lying and saying she wanted privacy, here's more evidence Ashley planned to baby trap Elon. She sent me these text messages in May of 2023 when she first met Elon and started sleeping with him. She said, I need his rocket babies. I need a caption to seduce Elon Musk. She doesn't care about privacy. She planned to seduce him by her own admission, and now she's leaking his texts. So I'm leaking her texts to me now. Because as Laura Loomer said below, we need to condemn promiscuous gold diggers. And here's the text that Ashley St. Clair was sharing. Elon, follow me. I need his rocket babies, LOL. She says, oh my God, no way. That is so awesome. He 10,000% saw my moon landing tweet. Look, I'll take one for the team to seduce Elon and get in a rocket to see what's up. Now, she said, oh, you must for the sake of society. So she's egging her on. I need a caption to seduce Elon Musk, thinking about the dangers of AI, and she laughed. They say Musk, who's not publicly acknowledged the child, has now amplified Moody's explosion claims, responding with whoa and yikes. So Laura Loomer said she literally planned to baby trap you, predator behavior, and Elon Musk said whoa. And so anyway, this is kind of blowing up. Now, I know you may say, Joker, I do not care about this. He's got 13 other kids, or he can afford it, or he can, who cares about this drama? What's important is I want you to understand the about face and the lying that women will do to tell you what you need, what they think you want to hear, whether they're baby trapping a billionaire or whether they're trying to convince you that they're different and you don't need a prenup, or she doesn't have a high body count, or she's really conservative, or you have the same values, or she really didn't mean it when she said XYZ, or I was just joking, or he's just a friend, or he's like a brother to me. I want you to really understand how far women will go to look you straight in the eye as tears pour down their face. And they're telling you, I did not mean it that way. I did not cheat on you. He is nothing to me. They will look you dead in the eye with tears coming down their faces, sobbing that sounds like from the depths of their soul how sorry they are, but you misunderstand, and we don't like each other like that, and we were soaking, we weren't actually having sex. Please memorize this, guys. Because maybe Elon felt for the same. Maybe he can afford it, but many of you can't. Maybe he wants to populate the world with a bunch of babies that he doesn't care about. That's fine. I get it. But maybe he does want to be a part of this kid's life. We don't know. As far as I can tell, he's tried to be in the lives of most of his kids. I don't really look into Elon's 13 babies. I don't care that deeply. But what if you're a guy that met her and she says something like, oh, there's no sin as cruel as alienating a child from a parent, seeing so much of this everywhere. And you say, dude, she said that before we were dating. She's felt like this for years. She's different. She's a unicorn. Guys, it's not like that. She's different. Dude, back in 2020, 5 years before I met her, she believes if women have the right to give up and the right to give up their kids and to delete babies, she believes guys should have the option to walk away too. She's not going to trap me. It's not just about the money, guys. She's different. You need to wake the hell up. That's my message to you. Whether it's Miss Ashley St. Clair or it's the Mormon girl that tells you can stick it up the tailpipe because it doesn't really count. She's got her V-Card. Guys, all of it, they're all lies. And so many times guys meet a woman that says, bro, her social media is this, and she says this, and her family's this way, and they're good Mormon people, or the good religious people, good Christian people, or the this, or the this, or the... You better learn, guys. There isn't the not all women are like that. To some degree, all women are like that. Because even in the beginning, if she feels a certain way, she feels like, I would never do this to a man. I would never use him for his money. I would never lie about the child. I would never do any of these things. I guarantee you, if she hits financial hard times, if she hits the wall and no other man wants her, if she gets in the right circumstance, in the right moment, and the right mind frame, she too will be hitting you up for that child support. She'll be saying to the judge, you did some things you probably didn't do, but it might pay her a little bit extra money. She'll say that her body count is 3 when it's 300, and she'll tell you all the breakups have never been her fault. It's always the guy's fault because they were all mean and did all the things bad. You must understand, every woman put in the right position will do what they need to survive, or what they feel is surviving. And if that includes not only just throwing you under the bus, but driving 17 buses over and reversing back over you, don't think they won't do it if it gets them ahead, because in every case it will. Lastly, I've got one more video I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to do it for supporters only. You can join us on betterbachelor.locals.com by pushing the join button here on Rumble. Or if you're on YouTube watching this, you can go to betterbachelor.locals.com. It's $5 a month. You'll see this beautiful, handsome devil before he got fat and wrinkly. You can give once, or make sure click subscribe and then monthly and give me $5 a month. And then you can come over and watch movies and YouTube, and absolutely 80s where we watch TV shows. And you can watch UFC fight nights, and you get the forums, and you get free speech, and it's all behind a paywall, so nobody messes with us, which is awesome. So I'm going to send it over to supporters only here in just a second, like I was. So become a supporter today. I would appreciate it very much if you did. Thank you.